Welcome back, everyone. Episode 4 of the Still Talking podcast. And today is a very, very, very special day because today marks the 4th podcast episode, concluding 1 month of the Still Talking podcast. Me, never shutting up, still talking, always and always. Today is a very also special day because today I'm hosting myself. I am my guest. I am Joe. I am also the host. I am also the guest on today's podcast episode. And the subject of today's matter is basic manifestation, right? The last podcast I had Zarok on, we talked more about how to get ahead in your 20s. I wanted to make this the most value-added podcast. Anyone, my age group, little older, little younger, doesn't really matter. Anyone that can take value from this podcast, use it for their life, use it for their gain, use it to make millions of dollars and be successful, right? Big thing in this is manifestation. We'll give you 3 points in this. I'll give you a couple book recommendations, and we'll close this thing out. So let's jump right into it before I still keep talking. So number 1 is basic, super basic, and it is language, right? A lot of people that you talk to, my age and a little younger, will always say, "I want this, I want that." Like they're like a little whiny baby kind of deal. That's how I look at when people say want. They stomp their feet. "I want this, I want that." Well, you need to change your language if you want to get ahead in life. And that goes into this big key of manifestation is if you expect to get something out of life, you expect to manifest that, believe it into reality, then you need to change up your language. You can't be saying, "I want this, I want that." You need to be saying, "I will. I am getting this. I'm in the process." You need to be changing your language. I hear this a lot around the office and kind of just everywhere online. I mean, it's pretty basic. You can train your brain to subconsciously go after your goals just from changing out 1 or 2 words in your sentences. A big example in this is when I'm talking to somebody who potentially is getting into real estate or starting a new career or trying to get ahead in life. You know, I often ask, "Hey, what are you doing today that's going to get you ahead tomorrow in your business?" And the answer I always hear is, "Well, I'm getting this done, and then like I want to get this done next week, and then just that." No. My question was, what are you doing today to get ahead tomorrow? Well, honestly, what is it? What is it to you? Ask yourself that question. And if it's a stupid question, and if it's a stupid answer, then you've already got it wrong. Change your language when you respond to that. I am currently going to school right now to be a doctor. I am currently studying every single night, looking everywhere on the internet on how to make millions of dollars by the time I'm 25. These should be the little words you're changing in your everyday language to help you get there. And you need to be constantly asking yourself, what am I doing in this moment right now that's going to help me get ahead in the next 5-10 years? And in that 5-10 period, in that 5-10 year period is what we're going to call manifestation. There's a couple keys down to this, but that would be the first reason. And changing the language that you use every single day to get ahead tomorrow. Simple words. Change wants to I am. Change to I'm getting there to don't talk to me. I'm too busy doing what I need to be doing. And that's another thing that's going to lead us into our next one is when you talk to people, you need to be talking to people that actually give a crap about you in the first place. You can't be just having casual talk. "Oh, look, I'm doing this weekend. I'm doing this week. You know, me and my buddies are going to go smoke weed this weekend." No. Honestly, if you're smoking weed every weekend with your buddies, you're not going to get ahead. Maybe out of luck you will. But if you really, really don't want to go by luck, and what the universe is going to do to you is the universe is going to bless you with what you put into it. What you want out of life, you'll get out of it. You just need to go there. You need to move in that direction. And the way you can move out of that direction is by hanging with the people that are currently doing it and align with the same visions and goals as you. I've changed I changed my entire life massively. Actually, when I was turning 18, I moved out of the state. I moved to Florida. I started talking and conversating with people who, 1, had way more money than me, 2, had way more experience than me, especially at my age. Like, that was ridiculous to me. But what they did was they gave a crap about me. And they also not only gave a crap about me, but their visions and goals aligned with the same direction I wanted to go. So I used that and the language change to help me get ahead on that next level. Now, a big thing that a lot of people my age do is they think that maybe just hanging out with the buds every week is a good idea. And sure, that may just work for you. But if you really want to get serious, if you really just want to get serious, stop hanging out with the bums in your neighborhood. Stop going smoking weed on the weekends. You need to get serious. Because if you want to get to that goal, and if you really gave a crap about that goal, you would drop every single one of your friends. I have done it in my life. It dropped everyone out of my life. Family, friends, people, just anybody. Sit in a room alone in the dark and just think about yourself and how you're going to get there. And something that kind of bleeds into that is a plan, right? So we ran into the first one with language. You need to change your language in order to get ahead in the next 5-10 years. You also need to change your group of friends. Hang out with the same people that have the visions, right? If you want to be a bajillionaire by the time you're 25, you can't be smoking weed with the guys at 22. You can't do that. The third one is a plan. You need to have a plan. And this kind of aligns with the kind of other key I'll put in this, but a plan, right? There's a really good quote out there. I'm going to get it wrong, but to plan to succeed with no plan is a plan of failure, right? If you cannot sit down, I do this every single day, and maybe this is helpful to people watching, is I sit down every single night just before I go to sleep and write down everything I need to do. Everything I need to do the next day. And this bleeds into the kind of the language thing I was talking about, was write down what you need to do in a day. Use the correct language when you're doing that. I will do this tomorrow. I will do this tomorrow. I am doing this tomorrow, right? Current things. Then I plan hour by hour my day. Start my day at 9:30 in the morning, all the way down to 10:30 at night by the time I go to sleep. I plan my days out, getting into the next day. And what this helps, and this is the other half of this key I was talking about, was you obviously put this stuff down on paper. You're believing it as you're writing it on paper. So the last part of this is believing. Even if you don't believe more, right? I've done things in my life where I did not think I'd ever get there. I did not think I could ever do this. I did not think I could ever move to another state, live in penthouses, and have fun in Florida all week, right? I did not think this was possible, but I did it anyways. But I did it. And what's the worst to just go do it? Failure? This is the last thing that kind of bleeds into everything else in this whole manifestation topic, is when you believe something, or even if you don't believe it, the point to not try at least is the most ridiculous thing ever, right? Failure is something that's going to happen. I like to say, when in the next 5-10 years I am going to be ahead of everybody else, I'm expecting to fail 5, 6, 20 million, 100 times if I can. I'm ready to experience this stuff. I want to experience it. I love to experience this stuff. If I was to fail the next 5-10 years from now, I'm 22 years old. So what? I can still succeed at 50, 60. Shoot, I could be 90 years old and I still be successful because of this up here. This upstairs has been a tool for me, and I hope it could be a tool for everyone else. If you can remind yourself every single day, what am I doing today that will help me get ahead tomorrow? What kind of language am I saying that is honestly setting me back 10 steps instead of 10 steps forward? And what am I telling myself in belief that makes me get ahead? Or what am I telling myself that's negative, that's taking me behind? You need to be looking at these 3 key factors: language, thinking, and friends. You need to be changing these 3 things in your life if you want to get ahead. And I mean, it's really that simple. Any success anyone's ever had, they've changed at least one of those 3 things in their life. And now I'm not saying follow my advice, you'll get ahead, you'll be a bajillionaire, because I'm not a bajillionaire yet. But yet, I still change the language. I still tell myself every day. I still plan every single day. You need to be getting ahead that way. You need to be getting ahead through simple means of manifestation. There's a really good book recommendation I have right here. Let's pull it up. It should be 2 books, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, this book will not only help you think better about terms of where you want to move, but the term Think and Grow Rich isn't let's just think and become rich. No. It's to think differently, start changing these things. And those 3 key points are in the book, but there's more than that. So Napoleon Hill, great book. Anyone read that thing. Basically, you need to be getting ahead in life from changing your upstairs, changing your friend group, changing the words you use. Another great book that I recently just read, beautiful book, by the way, The Alchemist. Pablo Costa, I think it is. Let's see here if that's the right one. But it is called The Alchemist. It's pretty much a storybook, but yeah, Pablo Coelho. Yeah, if I'm saying that right. Paulo Coelho. Anyways, great book, Alchemist. I recommend that to anybody wanting to get ahead, wanting to start just transforming their life, wanting to get as much value as this podcast as it's bringing me. Like I said, thank you for everyone viewing these things. We've had tremendous support so far. But back to the book, Joe, right? Still talking here. This book talks about something called personal legend. And it's not necessarily triggered towards success. It's more what the journey will make you into. If you want to be a millionaire or a bajillionaire, or let's go easy. You want to be a trillionaire. What kind of person do you need to become in order to make $1 trillion? If you can think and dissect each part of that, you're going to be ahead of others because no one's doing that. This book pretty much sets you apart from others in a sense of wanting to pursue what life is going to give you in the direction you're moving. If you have 3 different paths that you want to go down, and most people go down 2, no one goes down the beaten one. If you go down the beaten one, no one's been down there, what experiences are you going to get? I am open to those experiences personally. I want the worst to happen to me, but I also want the best. And the only worst things that can happen to me is me not going down that path, right? Changing these things in your life will not only benefit you, reading these books will benefit you. Reading in general will. If you guys take anything out of this podcast today, is take those 3 key subjects, right? Language, friends, and thinking into belief and planning. Those kind of are in the 3rd one. But doing these things will not only help you get ahead of life, but they'll also just bring you more value, more enjoyment, and just basic manifestation in your life, right? Get some of that in you. Get some good juice flowing in you. Get up in the morning, get out of bed, make your bed, read a book, do something different from what you're doing now. And I guarantee you it will change and you will get a little bit closer to whatever goal you're hoping for. That pretty much concludes the podcast episode, guys. I know that was a lot of rambling. Maybe you got some good book recommendations out of this. Maybe you got some really good value out of this. I hope to make these podcasts as more valuable based towards the viewers. They're fun for me. I like giving the people the words that I come out of my mouth. They may not always be the right ones, but they certainly mean a lot to me. And I think anyone watching this should take that advice and run with it. I know I sound a little sick. I apologize. My eyes aren't poofy today, but I do have a cold, so that's why we don't have a guest on today. I am my own guest, and I was an awful guest, but nonetheless, this is Joe with the Still Talking Podcast, episode 4. We'll see you guys on next Wednesday. Thanks.